especially when you ask people, "What's your dream title match?"
Hmm. Dream match.
And the person is
Little Mount
so
Rushmore, maybe.
green that they're talking to doesn't name a person in their company that they could draw money with. That's
Right.
how
They
green
go
they
to
are.
what it would
They
be
fucking
a good
find,
contest.
yeah,
Yeah.
some Japanese girl that they'll never wrestle. That's over at fucking New Japan. Like and you look at it and you're just like, oh, you dumbass. Like you didn't even like. No, you're supposed to draw money. That's why you have that prop around your waist. It's all it is a prop. You're trying to draw money. Why are you like? Well, really, nobody in our locker room. Let me think.
Carl Malone.
Can they be dead? Fuck yeah, because you'll really draw some money against them. And then you wonder why they bring Bill back.
Yeah. But at the time, like go back to the WCW run, right? So at that time, there was nothing hotter than the NWO. Um,
For 2 years.
yeah, but I mean those were the crucial 2 years in that the ratings war, attitude era, et cetera, et cetera. So, but in that time, so you're working on top, belt no belt doesn't fucking matter. Um, did did that show anybody that the belt, other than a little bit of an angle, somebody wants to win it, somebody wants to keep it, is so insignificant in crafting what draws money? Like,
But
did they get that?
I think that as we became popular, like we didn't take all the belts right away. Like it took Hulk a while to get the belt, and we spray painted it. It took a while for Scott and I to beat Harlem Heat. I think that was at Havoc. So we came in June. I think we beat them in October. So we didn't get the. I mean, it took us a while for us to
Mhm.
beat Book and Stevie. So
But you were over like pussy. Like what?
yeah, but I mean, at the same time though, like the optic of us, like Kid came in and took the cruiserweight, so then we had cruiserweight tag belts and the heavyweight. Like we had, like the NWO
Mm-hmm,
had,
mm-hmm.
our core four guys had.
There's that old saying that people would always, wrestlers would say, like, he didn't need a belt. Like when they talk about Snuka in WWE, or like, yeah, didn't need to give him a belt. He was over. So, and that's kind of what that's like, right? If you're
Yeah.
over enough, the belt isn't. It's not going to add any significance. I mean, maybe a little bit for angles and stuff, but I don't
No,
know.
I don't think at this point right now the cut. I mean, the belt's been away from Cody long enough where he doesn't need the belt.
Steve brings up a good point in the chat here. He said, in a kayfabe sense, your dream match should be a no contest, 30-second squash. It's your dream match. You want to go over. You want to be impressive. You want to hit your finish like a monster.
Oh yeah.
Dream match would be any motherfucker I could beat in 15 seconds, get a huge payday, and be in the car on the way
No, but
home by
when they ask
11.
you the question though, it's your job because you're cutting an interview for your company as their champion. So you've got to draw money. You got to pick somebody that you're going to work with in the next. I mean, it's a work, so everybody knows where they're going next.
Well, the business answer, yes, but I'm saying if this wasn't a work, you'd want your easiest match possible as your dream
If
match.
it wasn't a work, and you could, if it wasn't a work, fucking 99.9% of the people wouldn't do it.
Correct. The one BG wrote in said one problem with the NXT model is wrestlers don't grow up on the main roster as much to build support. Diesel went from rookie to mid card to main event all on TV. Now with NXT being bigger, guys stay down longer to carry that show. Braun worked on Raw with Dolph 3 years ago. He's even wrestled Seth in NXT. And the last year on Raw, he went from IC champ to a bodyguard. Seems like the order is mixed up. Interesting.
Well, number one, Diesel wasn't a rookie when he came in '93. Diesel had been Oz, Vinny Vegas, and Master Blaster prior to that. So
But your progression, fans got to watch when you come in, they get to know you, you get involved a little, and then
Raw,
eventually you're a champ.
yeah, Raw was an hour long. You never worked against the top guy on Raw. The squash matches, you might have one 2 segment match with name talent. So, but it was an hour.
Yeah. The earliest iterations of Raw
Yeah,
from the Manhattan Center. Yeah.
the ones where Diesel grew up. It was hard to get fucking TV time.
I know what you did get. You got fucking ham sandwiches, bruh.
Uh,
All you wanted. Mustard, probably and probably a little mayo, a little mustard, a little
we didn't have
rye.
that. We didn't have that $5 billion Netflix fucking deal at the
No,
time.
you didn't.
Caviar and fucking croissants.
Trailer Park Cinderella. Punches are dead. Cena and Orton are the only guys left who do them. They got everybody doing those forearms now, and that's how they are trained at the Performance Center. Trash looking forearms. We've talked about the punch a bit here. I was watching some forearm action this week. Um, is this a protection thing? Is it a
I have no idea.
protecting the
I
hands?
ever went through the.
Okay.
It's very hard to. I don't think people work enough to. I noticed just the difference between the guys that stomped people in my era versus the people that stomp people now.
See, we haven't covered the stomp. We've done the chop, the
The
ridiculousness of the
stomps,
chop,
the
the
go
punch, the stomp.
watch
Let's talk about the
watch
stomp.
Scott Hall stomp somebody, kick him like but in a stomping motion, not field goal kick him, like stomp him like a downward,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
a working wrestling kick. Watch Scott and then watch everyone else that came in 12, 15 years after him.
I feel like Orndorff. Well, I mean, that was knee drops.
Oh, Orndorff was a great
And
stomper.
Orndorff was a good stomper too. Yeah.
But I mean, Shawn Michaels was good.
Mm-hmm.
Brett had a good stomp. But all those, like, Brett's was always real deliberate. It was like they came in ones. He wasn't going to rifle. He would kick you coming in, like, repetitively. But if he was going to stomp you, like stomp your arm or stuff, it was one. And you'd sell the fuck out of it. And
Mm-hmm.
it always made it just, he was smart enough to differentiate, you know, doing that above like three. But Scott would, you know, everybody kind of, it was a different style back then. Everybody kind of took their time
Mm-hmm.
because we did so much house shows and we had to put time in.
Yeah.
It's one thing to go out and do a 20-minute match on a pay-per-view once every 3 months as opposed to doing 25 minutes every night for 27 straight nights
Mm-hmm.
and maybe work 4 or 5 fucking matches during the 3 days of TV.
Yeah.